Good morning, it's Tony Kurre Live here on Facebook Live. Of course, you can listen to us on Tony Kurre Live and, of course, the Tony Kurre radio stations, Tony Kurre Radio. Download the Tony Kurre Radio app. It's Kurre with a K, and you can listen to us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We got a killer day, too. Every Friday is awesome. We have a wonderful show called When in Rome with Stuart Rome from the Woodhouse Day Spas. He created this show idea. He wants to talk about the Woodhouse Day Spa, obviously, because it's a great place. It's a super wonderful experience. I just got a tweet from David Lee Roth. Oh, good. Hopefully he's still alive. And then on top of that, we have the Damon Johnson Show. And Damon, of course, just announced a couple days ago that he's getting Brother Came back together again. They'll be playing some shows in 2022 and then blowing it out in 2023. They'll be coming back to Birmingham. He's promised me that I'll be allowed to bring them on stage. I'm looking forward to that. But Brother Kane celebrating their 30th anniversary of their first release of their first Brother Kane record. Amazing. Super happy for him. But the Damon Johnson Show at noon and 8. When in Rome, a show that makes you look good, feel good, and sound good, brought to you by the Woodhouse Day Spa, birmingham.woodhousespas.com, 905-7676. You can hear that show at 1 and 7. So we're celebrating International Women's Month. International Women's Day, it was like at the beginning of the month, but we're celebrating the entire month of March. And they have two dudes in their 50s talking about women on a show. Got really interesting yesterday. And then it kind of catapulted me into another story that I want to get into about some dating habits. Evidently, we're fixing to get into a totally new evolution, whatever you'll call it, of the dating scene in this country. We were kind of on a downslide a little bit, man. We were going to all the different apps. Brandon, Austin, Morris, good morning to you. We were trying to figure out different ways. You see people on dates. They're texting each other from across the table. There was no touching anymore. There was ghosting going on. All these different dating rules, and it just got to be a mess. The whole idea of meeting a woman at the laundromat or at church just doesn't happen anymore. And I'm totally cool with that. I'm liberal in that way. I realize that. And I haven't been on a date in like 20 years because I'm recently divorced. And so this really affects me. I'm 56, got a lot down here, got a lot up here. This looks okay. I'm ready to get back after it. So I needed some tips. So this wonderful gal who's a dating coach for the last 20 years gave us the 4 things that really turn off dudes and the 4 things that really turn off women that I want to get into a little bit later on the show. By the way, it is Friday. It is a special Friday. My good friend Tommy, Courtney, his little girl Grace, they are reopening Workplay tonight. Cannot believe it. Doors open right around 4 o'clock. The bar will be reopened. They're going to have some live entertainment in the bar area. And then, of course, tomorrow, March 12th, it is going to be Matthew Mayfield, Birmingham native, starts at 8 o'clock. And John Paul White, of course, has won a Grammy with Civil War. He's going to be on stage at 9 o'clock. I saw a great post from him on Facebook and also on Instagram yesterday. Tickets at workplay.com, but Workplay is finally. Lee Moore, good morning to you, Lee. Hope the weather's beautiful where you're watching down there, and I hope you're selling lots of liquor. It's going to be a wonderful night. I know a lot of people love Workplay, not only from the standpoint that it used to be open every single day for happy hour. They got a lot of regulars down there, and Tommy knows everybody down there. I love the place. I've done a Kurre and Claypo get-together. We've done all kinds of wonderful charity events down there. It's where you are the rock star, but I always say it's where you're the event star. If you want to do an event, they've got 3 beautiful rooms. You can do it in the bar, the main room, and the back room. They've got it all, and they'll handle everything for you. It's fantastic. Check out Workplay. And again, they reopen today at 4 o'clock, and the big show, Matthew Mayfield and John Paul White, tomorrow at Workplay. So check it out and get your tickets at workplay.com, or you can just show up. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to see you. Doors open at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, but you could probably get down there a little earlier. Just start knocking on the door. They'll get you in there, and they'll serve a drink to you. So we got that going on. Also, don't forget, of course, we have all these shows. Dark Side of the Pooch on Mondays, Adapter Parish on Tuesdays, Mission Minded on Wednesdays, Livewire Wednesday, a show dedicated to AC/DC on Wednesday, Blues Almighty Austin Hanks, another killer show yesterday at noon and 8, and like I alluded to before, the Damon Johnson Show, and also, of course, the wonderful When in Rome with Stuart Rome that airs on Fridays, the classic hip-hop show. If you want to feel like you're back at Jitterbugs back in 1983, listen to that show on Saturday nights. It's 9 o'clock. Judy Balcom Ritchie. Good morning, Judy. I know who you are. Tell your husband, David, I said hi. So we got some dating tips I want to get into here in just a few minutes. And I think we've kind of touched on everything we need to get into, so we can jump into it. So I'm talking to Stuart Rome yesterday for this When in Rome show. And again, we're celebrating International Women's Month. And it's 2 dudes in their 50s who have been married, divorced, gone through the whole gamut. and it kind of turning into like a therapeutic kind of show about the things we love about women. And we know that women make the world go round. We can't live without them. We talked about equality. We talked about all those wonderful things. It was a great show. And again, you can hear that show at 1 and 7 today on Tony Curry Radio or on our Spotify partnership. Just search Tony Curry Radio or When in Rome with Stuart Roman. You can listen to the show whenever you want. So my daughter the other day, she's 9 years old. She's amazing. She's just an amazing girl. Has a great attitude, great personality, super compassionate, empathetic. She's just wonderful. She's just the best daughter a dad could have. So she tells me that there's this boy in her class, Sam Rushing, good morning, that she has a crush on. And she wants to let him know. And I said, okay, well, how are you going to do that? So she passes him a note that says something along the lines of, I have a crush on you. Do you think you'd be interested in having a crush on me? Something like that, like a 9-year-old, right? And then she put boxes, no, maybe, yes. And I said, man, that is one of the most forward-thinking, beautiful things that a 9-year-old girl could do. Can you imagine? I mean, men can't do that. I mean, and women certainly don't do that because they're always expecting the man to make the first move. And I said, that is so cool. And she goes, well, what if he says no? And I said, well, as your dad, I'm going to say the right things, but I'm telling you, she's beautiful. She's, to me, she's the greatest 9-year-old girl in the history of the world. I said, if he says no, there's 2 reasons. First of all, maybe he just doesn't like your vibe, which is fine. He's going to lose out on you. Or number 2, and more likely, it's going to be the Grease scenario where he showed it to his buddies, because that's what guys do, because guys are stupid and we're shallow and we're like, hey, this girl likes me, and they're going to be giving him a hard time, and so they're going to make him say no, just save face. We've seen the movie Grease enough. We know what happens there. So I thought that was really cool. And I'm sitting there now, about 8 months out of my divorce, been separated for a couple years, and I'm totally transparent on this show, right? I've been having a difficult time getting back out there. Now, I got a lot going on. When I'm with my kids, it's all kids. I don't do anything outside my kids because I only have a couple of weeks out of the month. And the rest of the time, I'm just working super hard, trying to get to the next week so I can hang out with my kids again. And I really don't have any inkling to go out back in the dating scene at the age of 56. Again, I think up here I'm about 32, 33, 34. Hopefully the rest of it's about the same age. But I am 56 years old, and to get back into the dating scene after not being on a date in 20 years is kind of weird. So this gal, Luann Ward, who is a dating coach for the last 20 years, says that right now, not only in the United States, but in the world, we're at this new dating apex. Like the dating scene, the evolution of dating is totally going to change from this day forward because the pandemic is over, because we haven't had the opportunity to see each other, feel each other, see each other as much as we wanted to. We're going to be just striving and thriving, and we want to get back out there. We want to touch people, man. We don't want to do the online thing anymore. We want to get out there and see people. That's why people are just wanting to go to concerts and get in big groups of people. They want to be with their friends, their buddies. They want to start dating again like the old ways of dating. And I'm like, cool. That sounds pretty good. So she had 4 things that are huge turnoffs to women, the 4 most biggest turnoffs for women as we get into this new dating revolution. And the 4 things that are the biggest turnoffs to dudes, and I want to give them to you. So the biggest turnoffs to men, these are things that women do that turn guys off in this new revolution of dating, and they're old ideas, but there are different spins on them. Number 1, the woman is expecting the man to pay. Now, I've had arguments or debates with Dr. Josh Claypool about this. I will always pay. I always feel more comfortable paying. I'll always offer to pay. Even if she asks me out, I'll be offered to pay. Sometimes I'll take care of the waiter before she even gets there to make sure she can't pay. If she insists and she wants to pay and it makes her feel good about it, then I'll go fine. But for the most part, I always expect to pay. But unfortunately, there's a lot of women that expect men to pay. And again, I haven't dated in 20 years, but evidently there's a lot of women out there that are just going out with dudes to get free meals. Is that right? Is that true, ladies? So a guy will go out with a girl. She'll give him just enough to make him think that she's interested in him. and they'll go out 2 or 3 days a week. He's taking her out to nice restaurants. He's buying these nice meals. She never offers to pay. She's getting free meals, but the relationship's going nowhere. Guys hate that. Okay, there you go. There's number one. Number two, guys, for the most part, don't want to hear about past tragedies. And this is kind of a two-way street, although it's not in our final four for what women don't like about men. Guys don't want to sit down with a woman and just have her go, Dan Foster, good morning to you, and hear about all your past experiences, your past tragedies, why your past experiences didn't work. They don't want to hear about all your problems you have at work. They just don't want to hear about all your issues. They want to hear about your hopes and dreams, no doubt, and your fears, but not on the first couple dates. Keep it light, man. Keep it light. Now, if he's asking you questions, what happened in that past relationship, I don't know why a guy would do that, then feel free to do it. But when a woman just continually, men don't like drama, all right? Guys hate drama. We're fixers. We like to move on, fix this, task-oriented, we move on. And so when a woman sits there and just starts telling about her entire life on the first date, big time turn off for guys, this according to Luann Ward. Number three, and this is a big one, and I usually give this one shot, but being canceled on. And it goes both ways again, but this is the top four things that men don't like about what women are doing in this new revolution of dating. If you're going to cancel, things happen. Certainly at my age, I've got people that I'd want to date in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. They may have kids. There's school projects. People get sick, particularly during COVID. You never know what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. So I understand if something happens and you have to cancel on me, that's fine. But it's usually a one-time deal. I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's like someone saying, I didn't see your text or my phone battery's dead. I'm like, okay, I'll give you one shot. I know it's probably bullshit, but I'll give you one shot and then I'll try again. And then from that point on, if it goes well, then I totally forget about it. But guys don't like to be canceled on. And fourthly, and this is really interesting because I'm 6'4", so this doesn't really affect me. But for some reason, women who meet guys on social media, on dating apps, dating sites or whatever, for some reason are really into the height of a guy, like how tall he is. And obviously, based on the profiles we're portraying us to be, a lot of guys will lie about their height. I didn't realize that. I'm 6'4". The problem with being super tall is everything must be in proportion, if you know what I mean. If you're kind of a shorter guy, probably looks a lot better. But for some reason, a lot of women will show up to a date and the dude doesn't look like they thought they were going to look. I've been guilty of this as well. Because when you're posting pictures of yourself all over social media, you're only posting the good pictures. You got makeup on, the camera's up here, your boobs are hanging out, you're hanging out in the carpool, you're doing whatever. And so guys see these pictures and and they're filtered, it's the best side of your face, all these things. And then when they see you for real, they're like, whoa. Now women do the same thing to guys. Evidently guys aren't showing up the way these women thought they were going to look. And so the guys feel that immediately and they're like, uh-oh, she doesn't think I'm particularly the height that I said I was or whatever. So that seems to be a big turnoff for guys. I really don't understand that one, but so be it. All right, so these are the four things that turn off women that men do. And listen, I talked about this with Stuart Rome when we were celebrating International Women's Month. I will do whatever I can to get the inside track on what women want. That's why guys read Cosmopolitan. We're always looking at surveys. We're trying to figure women out. And the old saying is once you know you can't figure out a woman, you figured it out. We're trying to figure out what's going on in that brain. We know that women think too much and guys don't think enough. And so whenever I can learn something about a pattern of dating or what women want in life, then I feel like I got the inside track. And so these are the four things that women don't like about men in this new revolution of dating. Being ghosted. The old wait 3 days before you make the phone call thing is out the door. Life is moving too fast. There's too many other options. If you say, hey, give me your phone number, I'll call you sometime, and you don't call her in 3, and I'm super guilty of this right now because there's one particular woman that I'd really like to give a call to, and I just don't feel like I'm ready yet. I need to because she probably thinks I'm ghosting her. Women hate to be ghosted. If you say you're going to do something do it, see what happens, and go for it. But don't keep putting them off or not responding to them or making up excuses of why. If you don't want to go out with a woman or you're not interested in her, just tell her. Most women will take that rejection because they're comfortable and secure enough in their own skin. They're going to go, okay, fine, I'll move on. I'll do something else. The other thing that women don't like a whole lot, and we talked about Kanye West doing this, man. Don't love bomb a woman. Don't move too fast. Women like to take it slow. Now, if she wants to move at your pace, that's great. If you're moving kind of quick and things to be hitting off, and maybe you're the soulmate and love at first sight, blah, 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 that's fine. But don't move too fast and then all of a sudden pull back. You're better off to it's like getting a haircut. If you get it all cut off, it's gone. Cut a little bit at a time, you can always make it a little shorter, right? So in a dating situation, take it slow, and then as you get going, you can always quicken it up. But once you go too fast, you realize there's some things you don't like, and then you pull back. Women don't like that. Dating multiple women. I used to always tell, my dad used to always tell me, be like a baseball player, play the field. Go out with as many women as you can because you want to find the right one. Buddy Little, good morning to you. But don't do it all at one time. Most women understand that guys are dating not just them at the beginning of a relationship, because I may be dating somebody, things may be going a little sour, I meet someone new, I want to go out with her, things are going good, that one goes away, and you move on to the next one. Some guys are dating multiple women, and women for the most part don't like that, obviously, because they want to be the one. But if you are doing that, tell her. Say, listen, and she may even ask you the first date, are you seeing someone else? That's the first thing I usually do. That's usually a second, third, fourth date kind of thing for me, because as I start liking someone and I'm getting engaged with someone and I've got some equity built in this relationship, I want to know, am I the guy? Are you dating someone else? Because I want to know that she's putting the same amount of energy and engagement into something, Brian Ricks, good morning to you, that I am. And so I'm totally good with that. Number 4, sending photos of your penis. Are guys really doing this? Listen, this is Luann Ward. She's a dating coach. You can Google her. She's been doing it for 20 or 25 years. She said this is one of the top 4 things that women don't like about dudes is right off the bat, they send pictures of their penis to them. Now listen, I know there's some creeps out there. I know there's some guys that do it. Maybe there's even as a joke. But right at the beginning of a relationship, even if you sleep with her on the first date, women don't like that. At least according to this survey here from Claire Magazine, 76% of women say they find a penis incredibly unattractive. 76%. But 82% find the PP attractive if it's on a guy they like. Makes sense. Guys are totally different. We can look at the Hoochie Mama Coochie. We can look at that all day, every day. You can send us all the pictures you want, and it will blow our minds, and we absolutely love it. Women don't do that, by the way, not as much as guys do. Guys, we think that just because we think theirs is really attractive and we like to think about it all day and look at pictures, that women want to do the same thing. Women think penises are attractive, but it's when it's attached to a person they like. The picture of that bald-looking, squirrel-looking thing, it's not attractive. It's not a good-looking organ, man. It's not. And women don't like it. That's what Luann's saying. So stop sending pictures of your pee-pee to women you just meet. It's a major turnoff. If that's the kind of woman you're looking for, you're probably moving a little quick. So those are the 4 things that women don't like about dudes. A lot of this is just like, we got to get back to just good old chivalry. Being polite, being respectful. I know I'm sounding like this is my get off my lawn moment, but we just got to get back to being nice to each other and just taking things slow. My dad used to always have a couple of sayings. First of all, he said, it doesn't matter whether it's the size of a cannon or a Maverick, they can both kill you. The second thing is, you can never go wrong going too slow at anything. Treat everything like it's a bomb. Like if you poke it too hard or you jump on it, it could blow up in your face. Hopefully, whatever you're doing or whoever you're with, it'll move at a nice pace. You can always move faster, but if you move too fast, like sending pictures of your little Anthony and the Imperials, not a good thing, then you've just totally blown your whole idea. Now, there may be a point where 6-7 months down the road, she's at the office, she's like, man, I had a great time last night. Send me a picture of little Anthony and the Imperials. I'd love to see it. That's great. And maybe in most cases, I think guys are sending pictures of themselves in hopes that the woman will reciprocate and send pictures of her, and she's like, I'm at the office. That's not happening. But those are four things based on the dating scene. So as we revolutionize, and evidently the dating scene is totally being revolutionized. This is like the new dating landscape for like the next 20 years. And I love it because the whole idea of going through courtship and chivalry and all those, and I didn't realize there's some people probably watching this, they're probably in their 20s or 30s going, that sounds boring. They want to do, we started the speed dating thing. Remember? Our generation, the generation of people in the 40s, 50s, started the speed dating thing, and it was super cool because you could meet a lot of different people in one night. And then, if you dug it, then you went back and met that person again afterwards. Just like, hey, I was number 5. We had a great time, blah, 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 blah. Would you like to get a phone number? But if you take it a little slow, you can find out what you're all made of. But you're not going to see any pictures of my pee-pee yet. Hopefully not going to happen. Not unless, of course, you asked. All right, hope you have a wonderful weekend. It looks like we're getting a little snow down here in Birmingham later on tonight, which is super exciting. Hope you're super safe this weekend. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Download the Tony Kurre Radio app. That's Kurre with a K, Kurre, Tony Kurre Radio on Android or Apple. It's a great app. It's fantastic. It's free. It's classic rock 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're doing some revolution and evolution of our own here at Tony Kurre Radio. We're redoing all of our computers to be more streamlined. The radio station is on. It is rocking. Special thanks, of course, to all of our Ukrainian friends. It's amazing. We had 50 or 60 friends in the Ukraine that listened on a pretty regular basis before the war started. Now, because there's no terrestrial radio or television over there, the internet's all they got. It's a little spotty, but now we're up to a couple thousand Ukrainians listening right now to Tony Kurre Radio. They love the classic rock here in the States, and it makes me feel good because I feel like a little piece of me is with them if I can get them through a tough time or a tough moment, or they can listen to some great Led Zeppelin or a song they haven't heard in a while, or a special program like When in Rome or the David Johnson Show, bring back a little bit of the United States, the Ukrainian folks. We're happy to do that, and our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for watching. Again, next Monday, we'll kick it back off with Dark Side of the Pooch. Charlotte Sumner, good morning to you. And we'll get after it right here on Tony Kurre Radio. Download that Tony Kurre Radio app. Go to Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast and search Tony Kurre Radio, and you can listen to all of our shows, and you'll absolutely love it right there. Charlotte said, did you celebrate big? You talking about my birthday? Since we're here, people that know me know that I love birthdays. I used to celebrate a week before. I used to celebrate a week after. I used to go to Vegas with my dad. We used to always make trips out of it. I celebrate my birthday because you're only going to have 70 or 8 of them. But now at the age of 56, I did not celebrate. Well, I celebrated big with my kids. Got a big cake, stuffed their faces in it, and had a really nice birthday, but thank you. But it's interesting because now at the age of 56, I miss those days of those monster birthday parties. People were posting pictures all over Facebook of old birthday pictures. I was like, Lord Almighty. I am so glad that we didn't have cell phones and cameras when I was like 35. I'd be in a shitload of trouble. I ain't kidding you. I'd probably have 1 million followers, but I would be in some serious trouble. I had a good time, though. Thank you, Charlotte. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Thanks, and we will talk to you again on Monday morning.